Hey there guys. We are testing some more steels for rust resistance today. Mainly of interest, a very commonly requested steel for all kinds of testing, CPM154, the powdered version of the beloved, very well regarded non-powdered steel 154cm. So there we go. This is a Phobos bark river knife. It's a biggie, but it's a big slab of 154 to test that surface off. So what I did this time, I wheeled out some different knives and I did some saltwater testing using my saltwater solution. So join me as we check the results straight from the knife lab. So the knives we're looking at were the Phobos in CPM154, a D2 knife, the Ontario Rat 2 D2, the Mora knife in carbon steel, which hearing various reports of what it is, but it's basically a 1095 style, very simple carbon steel. Some 4V, also in a bark river, on the Kefart 5. And then we got the old S35VN out again on the Mass Drop Keen. Just some extra testing, wouldn't go awry, I figured. So I lined them all up with about the same amount of tips sticking out, and I sealed the rest of the knives off with a resealable plastic bag and some tape, just testing the tips by spraying them with seawater solution. That's 4% or so, a little bit higher than the 3.5% that seawater is, but it's what I got, and it's the same stuff I used from the same bottle in the last test that is the previous video. So I left it sit for 3 hours. So the overall results from my perspective were that the most stainless steel out of all of them did seem to be the CPM154, slightly edging out the S35VN, which had formed just a little tiny bit of, orangey spots. The 154 really didn't have much on it at all, and after wiping it down, it looked just about perfect again. The next most stainless was D2. Which developed some surface tarnishing on one of the sides of it in particular, and then 4V that got some, if I'd sat that much longer, that would have started getting some pretty decent looking rusty deposits on the surface there. As it was, it cleaned up fairly well, but there are still some black dots left on there that might need a bit of a sand out, or just left because, hey, it's a user knife, I don't really care too much about how it looks. The edge is fine. And then last of all, of course, not surprisingly, was the Mora carbon steel, which pretty much started going orange within the first sort of 15 to 20 minutes, and then just got progressively worse from there. So no real surprises there. It's cool to see that CPM154 is quite a stain resistant steel, but then looking at the recipe, it's not a surprise really at all. It's a little bit over 1% carbon. It's got the chromium in it, the 14% that S35VN has, but then S35VN has more carbon in it, which ties up a bit more of that chromium to make chromium carbides, and then there's less chromium to keep the stainlessness up. So there you go. And then D2, semi-stainless steel, they often call it, because it does have some chromium in it, but not enough to call it a stainless. And then 4V and the carbon steel in particular, not stainless knives at all. So that's the video. I hope you found it somewhat interesting. Thank you for joining me again in the Knife Lab, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye now.